Hey there, YouTube. I'm Joe, and this is Gabe,
How's it going, everybody?
and you're watching Ink&Iron, and we're doing a couple of discussion videos today now that we have both of our knife collections assembled. And this particular video is going to be large folding knives and fixed blades out of our collection that we want to show you. And Gabe's going to take the lead because he brought more to the table today.
Alright, let's start with this guy. So this is the
Drop this down a little.
Yeah. This is the Spyderco Puko, and this is definitely not a heavy utility knife or anything, but I got this knife just because it's really unlike any other knife that Spyderco sells. They've got quite a few fixed blades, but none of them are quite like this. So this has a wooden handle. I don't remember the kind of wood that it's made out of. It's got this brass piece at the top here, just highly polished, looks really nice. And the grind is my favorite part of this knife, easily. Like,
Yep.
This is why I bought it. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this whole thing is one single grind. This does not come down to another edge. Like, this whole thing is the edge.
From stock thickness to the edge, all in one go. No secondary bevel. It's a very nice, like, Scandinavian grind.
Yeah, and Joe actually has a really good knife
Here's a
to
good
help understand
comparison. The Mora, I think this is the companion, but you can see this also has the flat stock and then just a single grind to the edge.
but not as dramatic.
Yeah,
So
it's a
this
much
one,
steeper grind.
yeah, this one goes up much higher on the blade.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
We've got very bright lighting.
maybe too bright. We'll see. And the sheath. Joe made this sheath for me. And yeah, it's perfect. Knife stays in there. It's a nice snug fit. So
Turned out pretty well. Here, how about this is a little mini K-bar USMC fighting knife. This isn't official, Marine Corps branded knife. This is like some Chinese miniature version that Blade HQ sent me for free. But it's a cool little letter opener.
yeah, novelty.
Yeah, you can see it fits in like one hand.
And continuing with an interesting grind, we have a knife that I purchased from Joe. This is a Condor, I believe, out of El Salvador.
Yeah, it's called the Hudson Bay.
Yeah, and this is about as rugged a knife as you can ask for. The thickness on the blade there, I mean, that's hefty.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the heaviest knives that I own, and it is big, but it's not that big. It's just
it's
heavy duty.
very big, very thick and chunky. Here's the Mora knife for comparison.
Yeah,
See
so
the
you can see the blade stock there.
It's got to be a
It's
1/4 inch.
damn close, for sure. And the grind on this knife is very steep. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show that. Maybe a lighter background.
We could always cut to close up if we wanted.
But yeah, I got this thing surprisingly sharp. Like, this is shaving sharp. Maybe not the most comfortable shave, but it'll cut.
Kind of a rugged shave. This is an old project knife of mine, Becker Bk 14, I think. I got a custom Kydex sheath off of eBay that I actually had to chop away at it because it kind of fit like the whole handle and I couldn't get the knife out. And the guy refunded me my money because I was like, cool, my knife is now stuck in this sheath. With some heroic effort, I got it out and got it cut, and now it works like it should, nice and securely. No falling out. And I did a acid etch on the blade with some nail polish and some PCB etchant from Radio Shack. And and threw on some aftermarket G10 handles for a nice comfortable grip. Yeah, I don't use it as much as I should. I haven't put a good edge on it. I learned to sharpen properly after doing this knife as a project, so it's still waiting for that final touch.
Alright, I'm going to throw in a big folder. So here we have this is an Artisan Cutlery. I do not remember the name. It's not special enough to remember, I'll be honest.
Like a tomahawk or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll put it somewhere on screen.
Yeah, we can link it if you guys are interested, but this isn't exactly a knife that I would recommend. It is very heavy, very bulky.
Hugely thick.
Yeah, I mean, this blade is a lot thicker than it needs to be. Let's be real. It does have carbon fiber handles. It does not make it any lighter. It is still an extremely heavy knife.
Yeah, you still got full steel liners on there.
I mean, it's a thick boy. Like, it is not my ideal carry knife, personally. Kind of learned the hard way that I don't want this in my pocket all the time. But it's kind of cool, and it definitely fits into our category of big folders, maybe oversized.
Yeah, I do like the nice little pivots they do on there.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice touch for a kind of a budget blade. This is like their budget brand, I think.
Yeah, that was not expensive at all. I think that was maybe $60 less.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's riding on bearings. Yeah, it looks like it is.
Oh yeah, well, got some bearings in there.
So, I mean, definitely not the smoothest bearings, but once you get it past right there, it's pretty smooth.
Big heavy blade.
Yeah, drop shut,
itself.
no problem. It doesn't really matter how good the bearings are when your blade is heavier than most knives.
See, sticking with some budget large folders, I'm almost ashamed to have this, but this is an Mtech folding knife. Not sure the model name. I think it was like $7. It's pretty sweet, all blacked out. Oh, except for those bright steel liners, of course. The best feature is this super fat lock bar that just like makes it super comfy to disengage.
Yeah, kind of an underrated feature, in my opinion.
It should be on more knives.
It's like the thumb studs on, I forget which knife it is. The one with the little plastic rings on the thumb studs.
Yeah. Sneak peek of
There
this
you go.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the G10 on the thumb studs is how every thumb stud should be. Real steel.
That is not an expensive knife, guys, but that is innovation at its finest.
This is where the innovators are found, is at the budget knife range.
Alright, so this is a repeat from the last video, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. But it definitely fits into our category of big folding knives.
Yep.
Except I cannot describe how different it is from carrying something like this. So, arguably, let's see. Yeah, same size blade, so you're getting just as much cutting edge, except in something that's half as thick, probably less than half the weight, and is just smoother as well. Much better action on this knife than that Artisan Cutlery.
Yeah, that's a really nice knife there.
Yeah, sorry, Miscreant is what that's called. It's the Miscreant from Wee Knives.
Nice blade shape too.
Yeah, they didn't do anything crazy, and it really goes nicely with that handle. Great action and aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. Large folders, sticking with it. This is going to be in the custom category as well. My Spyderco Caribbean. I have anodized the clip, dyed the handles, done a whole bunch of stuff to this, but this is a very large blade when it comes right down to it. This is larger than a PM2 by a good amount.
Yeah. It is absolutely a big pocket knife.
Yeah. Quite a big boy. but pretty good action and not too bad to carry. Did away with the yellow because that was a little bright and ugly in my opinion, sticking out of your pocket this far. People definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall a very good knife, and I usually find myself wearing it in a hot tub, which is probably not the best use of it, but it gets the point across of the rust-free blade steel.
One of the, because you can, not because you should things.
Right.
Stick with Spyderco. So, this is the Spyderco Tropin. This has been one of my favorites ever since I got it. And I knew I had to have this knife when I was in their showroom, and I had one in my hand and I felt that action, and it became my number one knife that I wanted from the second sale. And Joe was lucky enough to come across one and gave it to me. So this is a Spyderco Tropin seconds.
Yeah, that was a lucky find on my part. I was on fire that morning for one reason or another.
This is one of the first ball bearing knives. Like I was saying in the other video, how the Nomad really solidified my belief in ball bearing actions. This kind of started it. So when I saw the Nomad and I had heard nothing but good things, I had to pick that up. Okay, we had a little bit of a memory card issue there, but we're back. So I was just about to transition into talking about the Nomad, because this is also a very big folder. And like the Miscreant, I talked about it in the last video, so I won't spend too much time. But incredible knife. Really incredible knife. I cannot recommend this one enough if you like ball bearing or just a smooth action. It's my favorite for action. It's the smoothest one I have.
Yeah, it's got that flamed titanium handle. It's a very nice blade. Alright, well, sticking with big old folders, here's a cold steel, because we
Taking it up a notch.
Can't have a big folder video without a cold steel. This is the Cold Steel Talwar, and this is a 5.5 inch handle. You can get like 2 hands on here. It's ridiculous.
It's a pocket sword.
Yeah, it is massive, massive blade, and it cuts like a demon. Like, I would not want to be on the receiving end of any of this. Super strong lockback.
PM2 next to it.
Oh yeah, or put it next to it closed.
Yeah, so open PM2, closed cold steel.
Yeah,
and I'll show this knife in the custom video.
Massive.
Let's stick with cold steel, shall we?
Yeah, we're trending now.
This is the Cold Steel Kukri, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
it is a big one.
This cost maybe a little over $20. And I'm telling you, this is worth more than $20. Like, yeah. This took an incredible edge. This top portion of the blade, I wasn't able to do the same down here. I just don't have the right stones or patience, I guess, to do that. But up here, all along here, is shaving sharp and clean shave as well. It will give you a genuinely clean shave, which is frightening but kind of cool.
Yeah, that thing is a beast.
Yeah, this thing would have no problem clearing out your backyard.
Nice. And we've got a Schrade Dagger here. You may notice this video looks different. We had more technical difficulties. But this is a knife that Gabe got me, actually. It's a Schrade boot dagger, I think. Came with a little sheath of its own. Nice belt clip on there.
Yeah, clip it to a boot, belt pack, or backpack, belt, whatever.
Nice. And this is technically illegal in my jurisdiction, so I tend to just keep this at home.
Unless you are hunting or fishing. Which...
with a dagger.
The weird laws with knives, man. Really weird laws.
Agreed.
Okay, let's talk about another Spyderco. This is not your average Spyderco. This is the Spyderco Citizen. You might be familiar with the smaller version, the Matriarch. Same style, same idea. Purely a self-defense tool. This is not a utility knife unless your job is cutting rope and then cutting more rope, and after that maybe cutting a little more rope. So
yeah, it's a very large blade.
This is a weapon for sure.
Yeah,
and this is not something that I carry because I don't have a reason to carry it. This is something I bring to show other knife people because it's hard not to appreciate it in some way.
Yeah, it's a crazy blade on there.
And it was designed to be concealed, obviously. It's a very, very thin knife. And it was meant to be as close to a replacement to a firearm as you can get. So you really can't get that with a knife, but you can try. And with a blade shape like this, you're definitely trying. So
yeah, it's like a tiger's claw.
Yeah, it is similar to
Nice.
Yojimbo in the sense that just self-defense. This is
Right. That's
just
the design purpose.
it's a weapon for sure. That can also work as a great straight edge in this case, but mostly a weapon.
Let's see. I've only got one left. This is a knife I found in a parking lot. High quality Mtech. You can see it's been lovingly sharpened with some sandpaper, I think. Yeah.
I think it was a rock near the parking lot.
Oh,
actually.
yeah. More than likely. The nice camo handles on there, which are, I think, full steel by the weight, the sheer bulk of it.
Handles are the nicest part of that, honestly.
Yeah,
That's kind of sad.
it's not the sheath at all.
Sheath has seen better days.
Oof. Yeah.
You found that in the sheath, right?
Yes, in the sheath, in the parking lot, just chilling. So I adopted it. It's my problem child.
So here we have a classic Spyderco Military, and this
Blacked
is
out.
this is the blacked out version S30V, and this knife, great hard use knife. I haven't put it through its paces, but it would definitely do well. I can tell you that. This is a beater knife, in my opinion. A nice beater knife, but
Yeah, you can get a lot of work done.
a very big knife too. So not too much to say about the Spyderco Military there. We'll talk about this guy.
Oh, is this the Spyderco Resilience? This is
That's
a
right.
big blade for not too much money. I think retail is like... these are now $80, but they used to be 50-something back in the day.
And we
But,
got them for 20 or less.
Yeah, 20, I think, at the
Yeah,
second
this
sale.
is another seconds, as is the
You can tell there's a
Spyderco
little
Military.
notch here. But yeah, big blade for pretty good budget price.
Yeah, it's basically a budget military, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any jobs that the Resilient can't do that the paramilitary can. So
Right.
or military. And
Last one.
well, we got this
Oh.
guy.
Couple
Okay, so,
more special things.
I'll show my last Spyderco. This is another one that is not your typical Spyderco because it is a hatchet. And this is a seconds as well. You might be able to see that little
on
notch right next to the hole there. And if you're wondering why I got this,
there.
I can't really help you. Other
Just
than
'cause.
you might find this as cool as I do. And if you do, then you get why I got it. I have not been camping in a long time. I did not get it because I am a big outdoors guy, and I'm always planning my next camping trip. Like, I just like it. So
Yeah, it is a very cool tomahawk design, though.
yeah, the design is great, and if I do go camping, this will absolutely be with me.
Yeah, if we go indoor axe throwing, maybe you could bring it. Maybe.
Yeah.
You'd be risking it falling on the ground, which is never good.
Right. I think I'd bring this.
Oh yeah,
axe throwing place.
Chuck that thing.
I feel like this would fly really well.
It'll embed itself in something.
Okay, last but certainly not least in the big folders, we have the Frank Beltram giant Switchblade. I believe
Thing is huge.
This is 11 inches, pretty sure. This is just a gigantic Switchblade. It actually has a spine lock there. That's how you release it. And this is just a knife that I wanted really badly when I was a kid. And I could, being a kid, I just couldn't buy it. I couldn't afford it. It was too expensive.
You weren't of age to buy knives.
Well, there were ways around that, but we don't need to talk about that. But just as far as like knives that I dreamt about as a kid, this is definitely one of them. So I had to get one at some point. And now that I have one, it's special to me in the sense that I wanted it really badly and I now have it. But it's certainly not an amazing knife, and it's definitely not one that I carry or use frequently. Like, this is a paperweight for me.
It's a collector's piece,
But I love it. And it has the swing guard. So this piece rotates as it opens and closes, which I think is really cool. It adds just a nice aesthetic to it, having those there. So yeah, that's all we have for today for our fixed blades and giant folders.
We appreciate you joining us, and I think we'll try and shoot maybe one more while we still have the whole collection here.
Yep, sounds good. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.